Thank you, Coach. We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. Space to maneuver at the 40. Missed. He will not go down. And he'll be out of bounds up near midfield at the 49. Good yardage as he rumbles for 20. Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was...
Find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
No. Patriot!
On second down, Rosen. Looking for Crowder, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Chung, and he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. Last week, somehow they won. He threw all those picks, but they still won. Here, opening drive, unfortunately, he picked up where he left off.
Partner, you get a lot of extra patience when you find a way to win despite you making mistakes. But starting out again this game, that patience is going to wear thin really quick, and I think the guys on the defensive side of the ball will be the first ones to let him know that's got to stop.
And it's a welcome back to health for last year's #1 pick. This is Dalvin Cook, and he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Target!
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. And Davis has it over the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. He's going to go up top for the end zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Paul Richardson with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead.
We see this route all the time, but when it's well executed, it's a beauty.
It feels like the fade takes forever to
and give himself space to fade away from him and catch the football, and that's exactly what happened there.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The 49ers offense making its way back out there. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now a pitch out to Kamara. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well.
Detroit! Detroit!
On 3rd down, Rosen. He finds his target. It's Crowder. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down. They'll look to throw on first down with Josh Rosen. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Now the former Oregon man, this is Kenyon Barner. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Timmy Jernigan, the Florida State man, in on the stop. And with a 3rd and 14, we have 6 defensive backs out there now defensively.
Detroit! Detroit!
Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. Looking for Aguilar, and it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47. And he'll actually lose 6 yards on the return, but I don't think they care. They've got the football back. That's now a 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Cole. And he's brought down. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. First down, here's the run with Cook. And a solid run down inside the 30. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Shaq Lawson's one of those guys that after a while you quit just trying to define him by a position. Defensive end, outside linebacker, doesn't matter. He knows how to get upfield and spill some plays.
So disruptive. What makes him so disruptive?
I think it's strength. If you see his upper body, I mean, he's got some strength up there and some really good hands. but he's got some surprising quickness as well to get him upfield.
Richmond.
To throw is Watson. He's got him in, Corey Davis. And they do get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a 1st down. They'll run for it with Cook. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
To throw on 2nd is Watson. This will be caught at about the 5. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. As his guys are in for 6. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. Hauschka with the extra point. And it's now 14-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. On the return, it's Kenyon Barner. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. On 2nd down, here's Rosen. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. The rookie Minka Fitzpatrick with a pick. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Handoff comes to Cook. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Reset.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. They'll run it. Here's Cook. Cook able to escape. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 8 yards there and a 1st down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
On 1st and 10, Watson. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Deshaun Watson with his third touchdown pass of this first half. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. Hauschka now for the extra point. Hauschka adds the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Now it's Barner. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The 49ers getting set to trot out there. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. Michael Brockers in on the stop. I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions. Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play. Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense. Now Rosen to throw on second down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game. Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Here's Rosen to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Derek Barnett, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Here's Brad Wing now to punt it away on 4th down. Back deep is a very dangerous Mike Hughes. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it? It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
Richmond, Richmond. Richmond, Richmond. Tiger, Tiger, Tiger.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Throw left side complete. It's Cole. And they'll mark him down right around the 9, just shy of the 10. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a 1st down. Watson in the offense going to come up 1st and 10. And he's 8 for 8 now, throwing the ball to start the game.
Tiger, Tiger, Tiger.
Watson now to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. He got 29 yards that time. We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play. As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg. Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time. He's got it at the 15. Give him 30 yards there. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long. Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1. Watson in the offense going to come up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
Tiger, tiger, tiger.
Again, it's Watson. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. To the air yet again, Watson. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Deshaun Watson, 4 touchdown passes now in the ball game. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. Hauschka with the extra point, and the rout is on here in this first half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Now it's Barner. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time, first half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
A boost here to start the drive. After the penalty, it's 1st and 5. Rosen will throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Now it's Rosen. Completes it to Aguilar. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 55 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
49ers with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. On the counter, here's Kamara. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Leopard! No. Check! Patriot! Patriot!
On 2nd down, Kamara. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
They'll run. It's Barner. And yet again, nowhere to run. This time maybe we'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. And the kick by Elliott is good. So we are at halftime here in downtown Seattle with the Seahawks out in front as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. Elliott now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Come back, come back. 3 down.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
So after the penalty, now they need just a yard on 2nd down. Cook following the penalty. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. The Seahawks on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Now it's Watson. And he finds Cook. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Reset.
They go play action here on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Come back.
Throwing again is Watson. And he's got some space here. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. The improv act there, good for 9. And now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Now Watson. Now he's forced out right. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Richmond.
On 2nd down, here's Watson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Richardson. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They just keep marching right along. 1st down on a pickup of 8 there. Watson now just 1 misfire so far after that last completion. 15 of 16. It's 1st down. Again, this is Cook. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Watson to throw on 2nd down. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. In for the score. And the Seahawks are running away with this one. Hauschka adds the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. In on the stop, it was the UCF product, Shaquem Griffin.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Over. Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Again, it's Kamara. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 5. To throw is Rosen. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, 49ers. Willie Snead, his first touchdown on the year. And the 49ers get a score closer. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action, and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out.
Get him, boy. Get him, boy. Come back, come back. Reset.
They run it again with Cook. And an alley to run. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Come back.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Richmond.
A shotgun snap for Watson. And going deep for Hill. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
The Seahawks on third down. No problems to this point. A perfect 5 for 5. This is 3rd and 8.
Richmond.
From the gun, here's Watson. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The 49ers offense now, they worked their way back onto the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Rosen now off the bootleg. He's going to go for a big play downfield. He's got a man complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10, down at the 33. Now Rosen looking to throw. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Following the penalty, it's Kamara. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
From the gun, it's Rosen. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off around the 27. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech.
It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks, but it doesn't matter what you call the position, it's who you put there, and there we saw completion.
Come back, come back. Tiger, tiger, tiger.
3rd and 2, Watson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's caught inside the 20. And he gets it down deep into San Francisco territory. It's a big play on third down for the Seahawks. 43 yards. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been excellent, 6 for 7. This is 3rd and 4.
Target.
Out of the gun, Watson. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And this Seahawks offense continues to pour it on. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Now it's Barner. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive,
Here we go now.
that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Here's Rosen. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Timmy Jernigan with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8. After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Toss play, Kamara. And he'll be taken down at the 18. 8 yards there helps, but they're still stuck now. 3rd and long coming up. Alvin Kamara really settling into the league in his 2nd season. And, of course, he came out of Tennessee, but not a lot of people remember he started at Alabama.
He did and got caught in that big mix of running backs at Bama. And they like those bigger, thicker runners, those guys who can break down defenses through the middle. Alvin Kamara ended up leaving Alabama, going to a junior college for a while. I believe he went to Hutchinson Junior College before matriculating at Tennessee and finding his way to the NFL, where he is now a star.
And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a 4th down now.
No, that wasn't an explosive run. That wasn't one that took it all the way to the house. But, boy, for a team that's had trouble running it the entire game, that's the kind of run they need, hopefully, to get themselves kick-started.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the fourth quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Again, it's Cook. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. And the Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been outstanding. 7 first downs and 8 tries. This is 3rd and 7. They run with Cook. He's been busy tonight. And not much doing. He'll get this only up to about the 36. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let them outside where they can really shred your defense.
And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Sam Cook now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Taken in at the 11. It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49. And the 49ers will take over deep in their own territory. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. We got 4.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Watch it now, Barney.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Over.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Tackle there by Alex Anzalone. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And they'll throw it with Rosen. He's going to let it fly. And my goodness, another interception. Rookie Derwin James with a pick. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or two shy of midfield. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Seahawks, they continue to be one of the best teams around as they move to 10-2. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the Minnesota Vikings come to town. Meanwhile, for the 49ers, the playoffs look to be out of reach now as they drop to 4-8. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Denver Broncos. So for our entire
you.